We're just going to start reviewing for our Cluster 12 test. Last test of the year. We'll do it next Tuesday. So first off, just to review. Statistics is the organization, collection, analysis, interpretation of data. So whenever you see statistics, that's what it's talking about. A statistical question is a question where you can expect a variety of answers. You should not get the same answer from everyone on a statistical question. For the most part, for 6th grade math, that's also going to include numerical answers, okay? So number answers that vary. How do we find the mean? Robert? You add up all the numbers, divide by how many numbers there are. How do you find the median, Sari? It's the middle number, and you put them in order first. Least to greatest. Technically, you could do greatest to least, but for most of the stuff, it'll help if it's least to greatest. And then what is the mode, Mason? Jeremiah? It's the number that appears the most frequently out of the data. Okay? Everybody good on all three of those? All right, so let's start with this. We got a histogram here. I know those lines aren't easy from your seats, so we got 8, 20, 16, 12, 4, and 2. So a lot of these questions with the histograms, I'm just going to ask you like how many are in a range or above or below a certain number. So how many are at least 25? Jacob? 18 is correct. 25 or greater is at least, so 12 plus 4 plus 2 gives you that 18. Any questions on that one? All right, so let's make it a little tougher. So we still got our 8, 20, 16, 12, 4, and 2. This time we're looking for the median, or more specifically, which interval the median is in. Gray?
20 to 24.
20 to 24 is correct. All right, hopefully you don't have to completely guess ever on any of these, but if you kind of cut it in half, the median should be about where the middle is, okay? So if we look at our data, if we cut it in half, you're kind of looking like somewhere around there probably, right? Or even if you count the columns only, that's where the halfway would be, 3 columns on each side. But you can see there's more columns to the left, and that's not necessarily what we want. So if you're actually working it out, you add up every one of those bars. So 8 plus 20 plus 16 plus 12 plus 4 plus 2. That gives us, what was it, 62, right? Gives us 62. Middle is the median, so we want halfway. So we divide that by 2. That gives us 31. What that means is we should have 31 on either side of the median. The median would be in between. There's 8. Those 2 columns together makes 28. That would mean I need 3 more. If we go at it from the other side, there's 2, that makes 6, 18, and we would need 13 more. So you can see that's the column that they meet in. The interval then, when it asks for interval, is the little range there on the bottom. Any questions on that? I said those are probably a little bit on the trickier side, just because it doesn't give you that exact number. All right, how many times was the number rolled at least 2 and at most 5? David? 9 is correct. So at least 2 means 2 or greater, right? At least means that much or more. Then at most 5 means 5 or less. So it would be those. What you're looking for then, if it's in between those, if it's got to meet both things, it's the ones that have been highlighted twice. So we're looking at, those dots right there, and it's just a matter of counting up the dots. Okay? All right, find the mean. All right, Sydney, what you got? 3 and 13 over 14, that works. All right, you add up all of the dots, or the value for each dot. So that'd be 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 4. We get the idea. When you add them all up, you got 55, right? Then you divide by the number of items, or in this case, the number of dots. There are 14 dots, so you divide by 14. Calculator gives you a decimal that keeps going. I said you can always put the FD button, get a more exact number. In this case, it gives you 3 and 13/14 then. As the fraction, it was like 3.9 and some other stuff as the decimal. Any questions there? All right, so the box plot here is showing the data at the top. So I've got the data there, I've got the box plot. Not a whole lot we have to figure out on this one. Who can give me the upper median? Sarah? 8 is correct. The upper median, third quartile, all the same thing. That'd be right there. Who can give me the range? Mason?
5?
No? Kyle?
8.
8. Range is maximum minus minimum. And the one mistake I see is some kids want to do 12 minus 0 and use the range on the number line. That's not how we want that to work. It's the edges of the whiskers. So in this case, it'd be 10 minus 2. That gives us 8. What about interquartile range? Brian? 5 is correct. Interquartile range is the range on the box. So it's going to be third quartile minus first quartile. Sometimes on these box plots, you don't see a number like for the first quartile there. So you do have to figure out like, you know, kind of how the hash marks work on there. Obviously between 2 and 4 is 3. That one's a little easier. Any questions on the box plots? I'm not going to go through and ask all those numbers, but